and welcome back. This is a very special Equinox broadcast, just kind of a bonus broadcast that I was really feeling so called to put out to assist you through these amazing moments. Here we are today on the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere, which is all about balance, harmony, equanimity, and with the amazing eclipse that we had last week, the full moon eclipse in Pisces, which is the most powerful eclipse of the year, right? So we had that last week. We're still learning, we're still processing, expanding, surrendering, and releasing, really allowing all of that wisdom to continue to filter down and through our being and our consciousness. And then here we are, so blessed to have this equinox right in the middle before the next eclipse, right? So I wanted to talk a tiny bit about the eclipses and the energetics, how we're in the in-betweens right now, and to really give you an amazing in-depth perspective of our experience as a being here, as a soul, right? A light being, having a human experience, and how to balance more of the magic, the ethereal realms, our divine nature on the material plane. So we're all in this process right now of completely recreating our life, our entire experience from the inside out, right? As we're coming into greater wholeness and greater awareness, we're building more and more connections within ourselves that we're seeing made manifest or materializing in the external reality. But there's still a lot of work to be done, right? Perhaps with this last eclipse, and right now even, you could have feelings of feeling stuck or trapped in certain situations, or perhaps frustrated, or stunted or held back in a way by, oh my gosh, this is just not it yet. I'm not here where I want to be yet. This hasn't come. This isn't happening, And so that's part of this energy of the equinox here, the equal day and night, inviting us to completely reframe, to take a step back, to look at how far we have come, first of all, definitely. To look at all that we were shown with that full moon Pisces eclipse last week, which for me, the key codes of that eclipse were where in your reality, in your life, in your inner world and outer world, right? Do we need to surrender more? Do we need to allow, to let go and let God? And if you want to go really deep with yourself, you could pull up your Western zodiac chart and see which house in your chart is ruled by Pisces. Traditionally, Pisces is the 12th house, the very final house of past lives and all kinds of everything thrown into one giant portal, which is what we're in right now, a massive portal. So that last eclipse in Pisces showed where we have to let go and let God, let the divine, let source, let the higher power come in and just completely let go. And so if you want to do that and just do the research yourself, it's very easy. If you have my True North ebook, it's an ascension guide that I put together. It's a free gift that I created, a little ebook. If you have that already downloaded, I teach you how to pull your own chart very easily and to start to see just the basics of your planets. This is all soul evolutionary astrology. So really getting in touch with your soul and the blueprinting and the different things, the key codes to strengthen, to transcend, right? So if you don't have that ebook, it's in the description box here. It's just a download. You can download it from my Mystery School website. But once you know where your Pisces house is, it's going to click a lot of things in for you. I'll be like, okay, oh my gosh, that's why that was so hard for me. That was so hard for me to let go and let the divine just take it over for me. But when I do, everything's going to course correct for me. Everything's going to get easier because I've been battling myself, trying to do it all myself, wearing myself out, right? And that's all old paradigm, habitual thinking and behavior. And so what this time is about right now, in between these eclipses, so that Pisces full moon eclipse was all about really gutting us at an emotional level and really starting to build a new relationship with your divine, with your higher power, with your source, with your universe, whatever you want to call it. It's the higher power, right? It's the force of creation and beauty and truth in all things. A very positive force for you that you are a part of, right? So we're learning and seeing greater ways to apply and to build a connection and a communication and a relationship with ourselves in this physical experience and divinitizing it. And so that's what we got as the massive keystone right now in this eclipse, with this harmony, this call to harmonize and to balance the aspects of our self, and where you feel perhaps or have the perception right now, or have in these last weeks, of feeling separated from your destiny, your highest and greatest good, your creations in some way, right? We're working our butts off to recreate a whole new world from the inside out based on the authentic self. And now we're kicking it up a notch, actually kicking it up a billion notches, because in this now, in this in between, you could feel that pressure again, and that feeling that trapped or that stuck energy. And that's not really what is happening or what it is. There are elements that are still being birthed and created before you will start to see them manifest or materialized in the physical reality, because they're new concepts within ourselves, right? So a lot of things are still gestating. A lot of things have come into form. And what's really important in this moment is, regardless of where you could feel frustrated, you know, or not there, or anywhere where the mind likes to go and to compare and contrast, right? And maybe go more negative, or feeling just beat up by the whole experience, any of the victim stuff. Okay, yeah, feel that. But then you want to look back for a moment, you know, take one of those, I'm on the top of the mountain, I'm going to turn around and look back at my journey moments, and get some perspective from 30,000 feet and up. And look at what in your reality, what in your world, in your life right now, that exists right now, was something that you prayed for in the past. Whether that was a new job, or some more support to come in, better friends, whatever it was. You have so many creations in your life right now that you didn't have before, that you prayed for before with so much yearning. And so it's so important to get that perspective again, right? Oh yeah, I am doing it. I am on the path. And this has been a theme where we are assisting everyone to remember, regardless of how much work there is left to be done, or how much something does not feel like a fit, or, you know, it's very challenging, that we are on the path. That's the whole point. You know, it's no longer going to be everything is so comfy and cushy for me all the time. It will be, but we have to build it. So we are being consistently bombarded right now with, you know, triggers, reactions, starting to see even more deeper layers of our subconscious and our programming from society and the entire human experience. So right now we are weaving the mundane, so to speak, right? Our world with the magic, with the divinity, with the higher realm frequencies. So we're weaving side to side until they become one, and it happens one piece at a time. Sometimes it's 5 pieces at a time, or 10. You know, it's a lot of work that we're doing, seeing and releasing. Oh wow, yeah, I still have that belief system about that. Okay. Because it's about recreating at a foundational level yourself, free entirely, entirely free from all conditioning, so that what is left is you and God's source creator, which you are, co-creating your experience, co-navigating, co-piloting your every moment. But it is free from all of the external conditioning, social conditioning, ancestral stuff, all of it. So we are seeing very clearly how much of our internal self is still aligned with the old paradigm, or still giving power away to it, right? Or self-identification, or self-definition, or rules, or laws or all of this internal framework that's in a process of massive demolition right now. And so what's beautiful about this autumn equinox energy is the sun now, the cycle of the sun is transitioning, or it's called an ingress. When the sun enters a new energy at the 0 degree, which is the huge portal of zero, all possibility, right? Alpha and Omega, all is in that zero, that massive portal. You can just jump through it. The sun in this equinox goes into the sign of Libra, the sign of the scales, of justice and balance and harmony and compare and contrast. And the big download that we got this week, which was so amazing, and I've been sharing with clients, I've been so excited all week to share this with you as I work through and get ways to talk about it, right? To put it all into words. So we're rebuilding. This is a whole quantum ascension reality building process, one day at a time. So there's a lot of reframing that has to happen, right? And the key of all of this is balancing our divinity in this now with us, because it's always unified. But if we're not bringing our attention or awareness to that unification and we're focusing on separation, and that's just an old habit of the brain. It's just hardwiring of how our neurology was hardwired. It's an evolutionary thing at the human primal level, right? To focus on the negative. We know this. It's a neurological thing. So we have to override, the basics of the system to upgrade the system, right? With our own light, our own knowingness and love and consciousness. So it is time, as we enter into Libra season, we're going to be working with this energy with our soul for the next month to explore your unique laws for your kingdom from soul level. What are the laws of your land? If you were the ruler, the king or the queen, or whatever phrasing you like, that feels like a very powerful aspect of yourself, a divine, cosmic, unified aspect of yourself. What are the laws of your kingdom that you hold inside? And this isn't about any ego. This is about the highest self, authentic love and radical self-love, self-acceptance, and having boundaries to live your life on your terms from a soul-aligned perspective, meaning that the only other voices in the room with you is that of your soul, of your universe, of God, of source, of the divine. None of the programming, none of the external conditioning, meaning that the dialogues happening internally are loving and kind, reverence, expanded, unified. So yeah, you could say this is a really big time, right? This is a massive portal. So we are taking the beautiful activations that we received to remember again that we are connected to the universe and that we are a God being, a godly being, a soul here having this incredible human experience. And we're going to go over some details to release and to call in a higher harmonic into your reality from the inside out. And some of these themes are ones you've been working on your whole life. Some of them you're done. You got it down. Like, yeah, I got that one. I'm ready for the next. So we're going to go into a huge quantum, multidimensional perspective of the facets of your soul, of your consciousness. And with each slice, we're going to be calling in the highest and releasing what no longer serves. With these attitudes, beliefs, inner dialogues, anything coming from the past, right? And we will be aware of this. We will continue to be working through this and saying, nope, that's not it anymore. This is it in every now moment for some time until that rewiring is complete. So we're actually going to be using the 12 houses of the zodiac as a reference for this, because it's all about the 12 and your multidimensional soul aspects, which there are so many facets of your soul and of your life. And this will assist you as kind of a roadmap to continue to strengthen the areas that need more nurturing and more love now, right? As some are strengthened, more come in to be loved into wholeness, into unity. So this is an amazing activation for you to start to really own your multidimensionality, to start to really look through your reality from a quantum lens of all the pieces and parts, and the others involved as well. But it starts with us. It starts with the inner. So I'm going to go through each of these now. And I invite you to just take a breath. If you want to have pen and paper, you can. You can come back to this also to reference it. So we're going to take some breaths now. And we're going to start to call in the energetics of this amazing autumn equinox that are blessing us with the opportunity to weave at a higher level our unity from the inside out with our higher power, with our soul's love and pure power. Balancing out the divine within so that there is a much more balanced and harmonic and 50-50 experience of co-piloting and co-navigating with our soul's awareness, with our inner wise one. That the conditioning of the old world is being replaced with the light of our soul and that loving connection. And what's most important with this entire process now going forward is to bring in your sacred child aspect, your inner child, so that you are unified, masculine and feminine within, with your pure innocence, with your curious, pure, innocent child aspect as well. Because that is the key to connecting with your heart. And when you let your heart let you know what it wants, and you listen and you honor, you'll never make a mistake. So there's that trinitized beingness. And now we're going to go into these 12 facets of your reality, which you're going to see include yourself and weaving yourself with your community, with others, because this is a relational experience. So the first house, it's all about the self and developing the true identity, right? So we're talking about the true ego aspect, the higher self identity versus the lower ego, lower self, or victim consciousness. Yourself and your self appearance, the beginnings of you, your body, first impressions, attitude, your identity, and your approach to life. Calling in the highest levels of all of that. Releasing all that is no longer supporting any of that. Next, taking our self-identity and translating the value. So some words for that: money, work, income, daily routines, values, material possessions, priorities, habits, your job, and work ethic. Calling in all the highest awareness of all of these, releasing what doesn't serve. And the next, coming into a deeper layer of mechanics of consciousness, the mind, thinking, communication, neighbors, your early education, your siblings, social activities and interests, calling in the highest level of awareness and consciousness and the next level for all of these, and releasing that which doesn't serve with all of these. The next, now we're going into wider concentric circles outside of the core foundation of the being and expanding. So we're going into home, concepts of home, roots, family, self-care, emotions, foundations, mother, children, women, and femininity. So calling in the highest and purest, calling in the new with all of these, and releasing and surrendering what doesn't serve with all of these. Now the next direction, as we build even more of that foundation of self-identity and self-knowing, it brings us even deeper to connect with our heart and the desires of our heart as a creator being. So going into the areas of romance, love, affairs, sacred play, creativity, fertility, childlike spirit, joy, self-expression, and drama or comedy or acting, or where we get to perform, where we get to be a performer in our reality. Now this goes into the next level. Well, how do we sustain all of this? What do we come back to? More of the day-to-day routines of this to sustain this new light on a very practical, a very strong foundational level. So health, fitness, systems, analytical nature, pets, work habits, organization, sense of usefulness, service to others, and services given, how you're showing up on a daily basis. So for these last two, calling in the highest expressions, releasing those which no longer serve. The next level now, relationships, perhaps partnerships like marriage, equality, business partners, contracts, sharing, interpersonal style. How do you weave all of the aspects of yourself with the other on whatever level that may be? So calling in the highest, most beautiful and pure essences of this, the up-leveling of all of this consciousness, and surrendering all that does not serve. Now the next level, merging, sex, intimacy, shared finances, inheritance, taxes, loans, assets, property, joint ventures, goals, mystery, partners, and resources. Calling in the higher octave of what all of these mean as we are in this transition into the new paradigm, right? So these are themes. These still may be some dregs of the old paradigm that we are dealing with or working through or wrapping up or upgrading and inviting in new versions. So calling in the highest that will serve, releasing all that does not serve. The next level, now it's going on more of a global and a higher perspective of consciousness, starting to tie in the higher realms here. Travel, your wisdom, philosophy, higher education and consciousness, law and religion, theosophy, cross-cultural relations, learning, ethics, and beliefs. Calling in the highest next level for all of these and releasing that which does not serve with all of these. And now translating that into your own expression. Calling in the next level here for career, long-term goals, structure, status, reputation, public image, masculinity, men, fathers, experts, and fame. Again, these are all just themes. You can expand all of these words to apply to your own process, calling in the highest level awareness and consciousness for all of these, and surrendering that which does not serve. Next level, on a social level now, with our building our light tribe, groups, friends, social awareness, humanitarianism, technology and light technology, hopes and wishes, and the future. So calling in the highest levels of awareness, of self-actualization for one and all with the Aquarian age and the new paradigm, releasing all of the old which does not serve. And the last, the 12th house here, which is traditionally ruled by Pisces. So this will get us into that Pisces energy from that eclipse. Where else can we accept more of the source consciousness, the God consciousness? Endings, healings, closure, spirituality, solitude, karma, being the elder, concepts of the afterlife and different dimensions of consciousness. What is hidden? Working with the subconscious. Where and what are the limiting beliefs? And so asking for more awareness and light and crystalline clarity to come forth in these areas, and all that does not serve to leave. So these are some powerful concepts to just kind of let simmer in your being, just put them in the background. Some may have popped out more than others, But we're dealing with so much and aware of so much all at once that it can be helpful to kind of reference again this pie chart of more of a multidimensional concept of what it means to be a human here, a divine conscious human experience here that's integrated with soul and the cosmic energies and the planet and the collectives and all of our physical reality, because it all comes through us and our consciousness. So this is deep work, friends, as we are releasing and surrendering more and more of the conditioning and seeing that what is left as we are stripped down, what is left is us and our soul with source. Very simple, very pure, very strong. And you want to return to that concept of what are the laws of your land? So what are your needs right now? So a great example, if you're working through perhaps a health challenge, or you're just noticing like, wow, my lifestyle has changed so much because I'm so much more aware of my energy than ever before. And when I go on that family vacation, you know, they all like to zip around and run from one thing to the next. And it's so exhausting. I can't do that anymore. Then what do? Do you just not go? Well, I don't know. I really would like to see all of them again. This may be the last opportunity that we all get together this way. Okay, so how can you balance, go from one extreme of going and doing everything their way and then feeling so burnt out, not going at all? Neither one of those feels right. Ping-ponging side to side, coming into the center of that infinity loop and realizing you can write your laws for your reality and your life and your energy and just share those with others. So you say, hey guys, I can't wait to see you all. And I just want you to know that in the afternoons, I'm going to have to go back to the hotel and rest for a little while because I'm working with my health right now and I need more time to rest. So I'll be able to join you for A, B, and C. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to rest for a little while and then I'll meet you for dinner. Boom. Look how simple that was. So a lot of this is about communication. So you have to be doing the inner work of like, yeah, I value myself enough that this is the transformation within that I need to hold as a consistent practice of my life. And in order to participate with others, I have to communicate it to them, right? And this is also teaching other people how to allow their lifestyle to change and to improve, to become more sustainable, to become more kind and energetically aware. Because not everyone, of course, right now that we know, is aware of, oh yeah, this is the quantum consciousness experience. So they're not looking at themselves as an energy body yet. They may not even be aware, but you are. That's the whole point. And so if you want to participate, you have to communicate, right? So that's what this is all about, is exploring, comparing and contrasting, finding the center that is aligned with your heart and with your soul and your energy. So that's going to be the medicine for the next 30 days, really, with this Libra energy. It's all about compare and contrast. And what is the sacred law of your divine kingdom? You are the ruler. You are the creator. So start wearing that role, that hat, that crown. See how it feels and rewrite and enjoy. Equinox blessings to you all. And I will see you for the weekly coming up. And we'll talk about the next eclipse later because we got to do one thing at a time right now. We're still in the Pisces watery emotional energy of rewriting and connecting with the divine. It's not a whole lot of linear energy yet. There's not a lot of definition yet. Not all the answers are here, right? So it's not about trying to make it or figure it out or have it happen. It's just open, entertain possibilities, maintain open and flexible awareness of all that is in flux and shift, and trust the flow and trust your heart, and you'll never get off course because that's just getting stuck in our head again, right? So just come back to your heart. Thank you so much for listening, sending you so much love, and see you soon.